Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Explore This. This is a segment of my videos where I take an item, usually video game related, and we kind of go in depth about it, explore the options, I give my opinions, and I give you guys a look at what the item is. Now, a couple episodes ago, I gave some hints as to what the item particularly was, and it came in this big plastic box. The answer to that is the Ouya. No, not really. I don't really think that works. Yeah, so that's not it.
Certainly they existed. Those blinded by ambition. Those consumed with vengeance. But here, they do not exist. Only winners and losers here. For here, the mighty. Garou, Mark of the Wolves.
What we're really going to look at is the Neo Geo X Mega Pack Volume 1, which includes 15 games for the Neo Geo X, brought to you by SNK and Tomo. Here's a side look of the case. Here's your memory units, what they usually have on the original AES for the Neo Geos, with the 15 games listed. The back side has screens from the 15 games. And what's really cool is there's a little tab here on the side that you can pop open. And inside here, we'll see that there's the upgrade manual here, which gives you simple directions on how to upgrade the firmware in your Neo Geo X using the rocket cable included. And the instruction manual for the 15 games, pretty thick manual here, very glossy. And inside is actually a full color art from the covers of the original Neo Geo with the Neo Geo X symbols, as well as the back sides of what would look on the box with controls and a screenshot of the game. Here's Samurai Showdown. And in the back are stickers. I'm not really too much of a sticker guy myself, but I do find these Neo Geo stickers kind of cool. Here's the back side. Here's a look at the rocket cable, which has a USB. And on the side here you have C and X. C is for charge, and X for the upgrade firmware. And this is the SD card that comes with the 15 extra games, as well as the firmware upgrade. Here's the front side with the Neo Geo X logo for Mega Pack Volume 1. And on the back side of this card is also really cool. They added the Neo Geo logo here as well. Over here is a spot for your Neo Geo X to sit in. It kind of sits in there kind of nicely. Also, if you pull away this foam here, you actually have a spot to house an original Neo Geo MVS or AES cartridge, which is kind of a cool extra bonus as well.
Now, there are a few things I want to point out. It has been known that if you have the firmware version 337, you do run the risk of bricking your system when upgrading to the version firmware 500. If you have the firmware version 370, you likely will have a better chance. There are people who have said that they've taken them 2 to 3 times to actually get the firmware to work properly. But a little patience and following the directions precisely will get you going, and within 5 to 7 minutes, you'll have your update, which includes a speed up option, the ability to save your games, which is a bonus, as well as a few tweaks for the volume controls, which sounds a lot better, and even graphical-wise. Some tearing has been reduced and the colors have also been fixed. One other note, if you end up making a game save, the game save saved directly to the SD card of the Mega Pack and not in the internal memory of the Neo Geo X. So if you remove the SD cards, you won't be able to access your save. This also applies for the 5 volumes, which house about 3 of the 15 games on each volume for a little cheaper price. Just keep in mind which game saves are on which card.
Let's take a look at Front Mission 2. I know I said that the tearing had been fixed before, but here it doesn't seem like that. If you watch about halfway to the bottom of the screen in the moon background, you'll see it tearing. The colors in the firmware 500 do seem sharper due to the colors being a little more darkened compared to the firmware 370. This is Samurai Shodown 3 that comes in the packet. Wait a minute. Was that? That's not blood. That's like sweat. Great. These games are also censored. The least they could do is at least give us some uncensored games, right?
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to hate on this just because of those two flaws. There's also a lot of good that comes with this pack. You get the rocket cable, which gives you the firmware upgrade, but also acts as a charger, so no longer do you have to stick your Neo Geo X into the docking station and wait for it to charge, which makes it even more portable, which was a promise that they originally had for this system. You get a lot of great games. Last Blade, Samurai Shodown 3, and Garou Mark of the Wolves are alone worth it to me. The games alone come in a little over $5, for a total price of $79.99 on Amazon.com. You also get a great carrying case if you happen to have one of the original games. I never grew up with any originals or owned any of the Neo Geo MVS or AES, so this for me is a great way to have it, other than emulating them on PSPs or PS2s or the Dreamcast. But that's my 2 cents. So feel free to comment below, like, or even subscribe. So until then, we'll see you next time. Now there are a few things here I want to point out. Oh my god.